Hey guys, what's up? It's the Colonies here, and I'm here today with my first ever retro video game collection video, and this is going to be of my Sega DreamCast collection. I know a lot of you guys don't know that I actually do collect retro video games. Occasionally, I'm not huge into it yet, less than I want to be, but yeah. So this is actually a really unique collection here. It's of the Sega DreamCast, a really not very well known system. It came out in the I guess late 90s, but it was more like the 2000s and early 2000. I think it actually came out on 9/9/99. I think was the day it came out. And yeah, so this thing is pretty cool. And the story of me buying this is I actually got it at a flea market last summer. I was going retro game hunting, and there's this lady here selling this entire lot of Dreamcast games. There are tons of games here with the Dreamcast, the Sega Net keyboard, Typing of the Dead 2, and the controller, all for $45, so I could not pass that up, and this is an awesome score. Some of these games are really rare, and yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look at what I got here. So I'll just give you first a quick rundown of the Sega Dreamcast real quick. Here is the system in all its glory. It's actually rather heavier than like a Wii U. Up here in the front you got 4 controller ports. Here's the tray here. It has Sega GT in there right now, which is, in my opinion, the best racing game. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back of the system. And this is actually a really interesting thing about the system right there. You see the thing that says line right there. This is actually the first ever system to have online functionality. And you could play a couple of games like Phantasy Star 2 online, which is really cool. There's Serial, I don't know what that is actually, AV out and AC in, and there are actually still games being developed for the system today. And I'd love to pick some of those up, but right now they're very expensive. So yeah, sorry for that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Sega Dreamcast controller, one of the greatest, in my opinion, controllers ever made. I love this controller. This one is really awesome. I'll go ahead and show you guys something really interesting really quickly. Hold on for me. It's not very easy to get out. Hold on, I'll cut this part right here. Okay, sorry about that. But this is the memory card of the Sega Dreamcast. These are actually, as you can see, the difference between this actually goes in here, and it's actually its own little handheld, kind of. Not really, but you can play little mini games on this. And the really cool thing about this, since there were no EA games on the Dreamcast because the Saturn was delayed so many times that EA vowed to never make a game for a Sega console ever again. So they made their own games, the 2K games, 2K's, I'm sure a lot of you guys know 2K basketball and 2K football, which isn't around anymore sadly, but you could actually call plays on this thing and make adjustments and stuff like that. So this is really awesome. You can play little mini games on it. These were memory cards that plug into the controller. The controller itself, it's very Xbox 360-esque. It has the joystick right up here, the D-pad, which is, I don't really like this D-pad. It's sort of like the Xbox 360s, but not on a disc. That start button right there almost fell out of my hand. There's your Y, B, A, X buttons. And then here are the triggers. Very Xbox 360-esque. Yeah, so the controller I like a lot. Takes a little getting used to, but it is comfortable. Here is the Sega Net keyboard, which is just a typical keyboard. Alright, so let's get into the games. There are lots of games here. So I haven't played pretty much any of these except for a few of them. I really haven't had the time. So I might start playing these sometime soon, but I don't know. There are, about 100 games here, so let's go ahead and get on with it. I'll just go ahead and move this real quick. Alright, so first off here we got Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, The Grinch, Kiss Psycho Circus, which is rather rare I believe, Sega GT, which is the game inside the Dreamcast. Not all these are perfectly stacked. Here's one of the very last Acclaim games ever made. There's Resident Evil 2, one of my favorites of the series. Definitely a lot of people. Here is the House of the Dead 2. Very, very popular game. Sega All-Stars collection. This game is actually really funny. This is South Park Chef's Love Shack. It's an acclaimed game as well, and it's a rather raunchy game. It's really funny though. Good humor in that one. There's Charge Blast. Most of these I haven't played, like I said before. Evil Dead. Now this is my rarest game in the collection, and definitely the one that drives the most money. For sure, it is a factory sealed Typing of the Dead. This is one of my most valuable game possessions. It goes along with the keyboard. It's House of the Dead, but you type. I've always wanted to play it, but I don't want to take it out the factory seal. I don't know if I'm gonna sell it or not. I may, but I may keep it as well. There's Hardcore ECW Revolution, a wrestling game. They were very popular back in the 90s. These next two are pretty cool. Blue Stinger and Toy Commander, which is one of the more popular Dreamcast games. Very unique, very creative. You don't see many games like that these days, which is rather sad. Star Wars Episode 1, Jedi Power Battles. I'll just put these over here. Here's Speed Devils, Dynamite Cop, Soul Reaver, Carrier, Alone in the Dark, which is one I have played. Very famous game, very good game. Well, that's just random. Stupid Invaders. This is an awesome 3D version of Alien Invaders, which is kind of like a mockery toward it. It's really awesome. It's actually an early Ubisoft game. GTA 2, another one of my favorites of the series. Tomb Raider, very popular game for the PlayStation. Quake 3 Arena, which is one of the games to use the online functionality. Online multiplayer for Quake was, well, I mean, I don't really know, but I've heard that that was awesome. Here is a copy of Tomb Raider. I might sell my copies. Here's Crazy Taxi, another really popular arcade port. This one's a little... What? Fail. Here's Crazy Taxi, another really popular port of an arcade game on the Dreamcast. It's a little damaged right there, as you can see. Here is I'll Bleed, another horror game. The person I bought these from said they were very into horror games, you can tell. Here's Sega Rally. Another copy of GTA 2. I'll probably sell that one as well. Here is D2, which is, what is this again? Dino Time? Dang it! Here is D2, another very popular Dreamcast game. I think it's Dino Time 2 is what it's called. I don't know. Oh, Dino Crisis 2, that's what it is. Here is Echo the Dolphin, one of the more famous Dreamcast games. This one is also, I don't know if this is, I think it's factory sealed. Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to look into that more. Like I said, I haven't really had the ability to rummage through these. Here is Dino Crisis, their first one. A Mikaron or something? I don't know. The Ring Terror Realm. Confidential Mission. Zombie Revenge. You guys can tell me in the comments if you have any of these games, because I haven't heard most of them. Out Trigger. This person actually had a lot of spending money for games. Resident Evil Code Veronica, one of the more famous Resident Evil games. Actually a really good Resident Evil game. Rogue Spear. And finally, a copy of Quake 3 Arena. So that is my Sega Dreamcast collection. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like on this video. Tell me if you want more, because I'm also considering doing my NES collection video. Tell me if you guys want that. And alright guys, so my name's Colonies, and I'm out. Later.